Welcome to ReSounding, a podcast exploring the power of the arts in advocacy and in action. We talk with artists and activists, taking a deep dive into questions surrounding the causes of displacement, the strength and the vulnerability of people on the move, and the potential of the arts to shine a light on social injustice and to impact people's lives for the better. My name is Laura Hassler, and this month I spoke to Jason and Salam Noah, who together with their brother Ismail set up the initiative Brotherly Art. In 2014, the Noah family was forced to leave their native Iraq during the ISIS-led genocide against the Yazidi community. The brothers now live in France, where they use their painting and drawing skills not only to provide a sense of solace for themselves, but through brotherly art to raise funds for the needs of people still suffering from displacement. Can I ask you, Jason and Salam, to introduce yourselves to our audience?
Hello. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Jason Noah. As you mentioned, we are three brothers artists. We are from Kurdistan, Iraq. I'm 32 years old. I studied community health in my country and have experience in health, like prevention, health, vaccination, and this stuff. And here I studied interior decoration, and I'm now working with Amazon as a problem solver, and I'm full-time, we can say, artist painting.
Unbelievably diverse profile. And Salam, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for having us today. It's our pleasure to join yours today. So my name is Salam Noah. I'm a Yazidi refugee from Iraq. We arrived in France in 2017. And I'm graduated from a Master of Arabic Language and Translation. And I'm an artist, painter, and I'm a musician also because I'm playing music also. Two different instrument musical. As Jason mentioned, like we are three brothers who is painting. We have one brother who is writing poems also behind our paintings, as we just made our first book about our story and many other refugees' stories with our paintings and the poems.
Amazing. So thank you. That's what a broad range of talents within your family. So can you share something about your own journey? What happened with your family in Iraq? How did you come to have to leave, and what was your journey getting to Western Europe?
Well, it started very sadly. It starts like 2014 when ISIS attacked like most of Iraq, especially Yazidi areas. Yazidi, or a very small minority religion called Yazidi. When ISIS attacked our areas, many like villages and cities, they killed about 7,000 Yazidis. They kidnapped like about 5,000 girls, and after that we never felt safe anymore. We had to find a way to go out from this country because we didn't feel safe. So for leaving our country is not as easy as other people to fly to another country, which took for us about 10 months until we arrived to Greece. So it starts always to deal with a smuggler, which is a very dangerous thing. And the first agreement with the smuggler was he was asking for like 2,000, and then it was only to go to, it was $3,500 actually for each person. We are a big family. We hadn't enough money for each person, 3,500. We had our house, which we built it by our hands. Like especially Salam, he did most of things by his hand. Each step we did it by ourselves. All our life that we built that house. We talked with a smuggler. He was inside our home. We were talking to him. Okay, this house with everything inside is for you. just take us out from here. The agreement was only to Turkey, to Bulgaria, then Serbia, and that was the agreement. And he will take the house. Then after leaving the home, the first like with a group, we gathered like a group of neighbors and cousins together. We were about, I think, 35, I don't know, 39. We were together, and we left the village and the house with the same look of my father, who is looking behind him, to our house, leaving it, which he did it by his hand, and he left everything just behind because he had to.
You literally exchanged your home for your lives.
Exactly. This was the first agreement, actually. But until when we arrived to Turkey, then it took 1 month. Like each 1 or 2, 3 days, we were trying to cross the Bulgarian border from Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
We never made it. Each time it was like more difficult than the other time. One time, police saw us, and the Bulgarian police, they saw us, and they sent us their dog. And I asked the group to sit down, because I knew that the dog will bite us and will hurt us. So there was 2 leaders, not really smugglers, but leaders with us, and we were sitting down, but the dog catch one of the leaders, the smuggler, and the dog was biting all his body, everywhere, bleeding. And it thus was at the night, I think about midnight,
2 a.m.
Yeah. And then they were searching in our pockets and everything, and they took some phones from my family. They were searching for money and phones. Yeah, we had to go back, and we failed. This was one of the times.
So we're talking now about EU border guards, Frontex, correct?
Exactly. We were in Turkey trying to cross the Bulgarian border, and the police were Bulgarian. Yeah. And then another time, we were scared. We talked about we talked with the smuggler. This was dangerous, and like this, they said, "No, you will go by train this time. It is a train." And then we said, "Wow, that's nice with a train." Then they said, "Maybe it is not a train for a human. It is a train with transparent things." But when we arrived there, it was a closed train for, I don't know what we call in English, for something which we uses for streets and like this.
A freight train for building materials, for cement or something like that.
Exactly. So he said, everyone will go under the train and catch anything.
Oh no.
This was the agreement. And when I saw this, the first one, my father said, I will try, because he was afraid about his kids. My father got under the train, and I was looking, and I was shocked, because I said, are you okay? Are you breathing? Are you hearing me? Something like that. And when he came down, like dust everywhere on his shoulders and everything, and he was like hard breathing, I started shouting, like it was forbidden because it was night and you have to hide yourself. I was shouting on their like faces of the smugglers. I was saying, are you trying to kill us? Like 99%, no one will make it. For 10 meters, we will fall and we will die.
Of course.
Yeah.
So this failed. Another time we went again to walking all the night, each one having a bed. We were, this time when we were walking at the night, again 1 o'clock of the night, we were, I think, about 89 persons, kids, women, everyone with us. Ismail, our other 89 people with, I think, 1 bus or 2 buses. I think we were
2 buses.
All together, like until we arrived to a spot like area. They said we will start walking, no light, no talking, walking and walking and walking. It was snowing, raining, and you cannot walk. My parents walking. My Ismail, my brother, he was carrying his little, like I don't know how many months,
6 months, 6 months old,
in his arms, and it was freezing. When we were walking, never stopped, and then it wasn't easy to walk. The smugglers were like kind of lost their way, or they didn't feel safe, and they were talking with each other, and we felt like there's something wrong. Then they just run away. They left us in the middle of nowhere.
And this was still trying to get across the Bulgarian border?
Yes, exactly. And we never made it. And this time again, we tried to call the police and everything, and so many times, and they made me in contact with emergency, something like that. And she was talking with me in WhatsApp. I have the screenshots, and I was telling them, kids are dying. One of my sisters, she had a problem with her kidney, like infection, and she was really, really like suffering. My father did a fire with our clothes and everything, and Ismail was holding his baby, freezing, and I remember this image like will never leave my mind when he slapped his face just to make sure if he's alive because his face was cold and white. And so we failed again and again and again. And then after we tried so many times to go to Bulgaria, we never made it. We talked with a big smuggler. We said, we gave you our house, our past, our memories, everything, just to take us to Bulgaria. You are not doing this. So we had to change the agreement with another smuggler to go to Greece by boat. Then the agreement changed. The other smuggler, he didn't ask for 3,500 because it was easily to go by boat, which was $2,000, I think.
2,200. Yeah.
After you had already given up your house. So on top of that.
But our house, because the first smuggler failed, our house is our house now.
Ah, I see.
Yes. Then we tried 3 times to go by boat. Each time, one time, it was always the night. It was a 2-seats boat. It's called very small yacht. The head up very fast. There was only 2 seats. We were 35 inside. And then 3 times we tried. The 3rd time we made it to Greece. That was, I think, Salam, what was the date? 6th of March?
Yes.
6th of March, we made it to Greece.
2016.
It was exactly the days where they start the conversations, like talking with Europe and Turkey and Greece to close the border. We were not lucky enough. They closed the border, and then they just put us in tents, and we were living in tents for 10 months.
My God. Of course, we've heard these stories. We've heard about some of these horrible journeys that people have to make, and not everybody survives, and horrible exclusionary policies of the EU and of many of these different countries that are not helpful at all to people who have the international human right of safety and of refuge. You have that right. You should have that right. These are international agreements, and people have the right when they're being persecuted to have safety. So our governments are breaking those laws. The stories are heartbreaking, but I was so touched by some of the things I read about how you both, or all 3 of you, started to paint because you didn't have a background in painting, correct? In drawing. This was not, you didn't have an artistic background, but you started to paint. Why and how? How did that happen?
We always loved art. Both me and Salam, we were playing music in our country as well. Drawing very little bit, not really for art. But Ismail was painting sometimes. Ismail has like a little bit more than us experience. Me and Salam, we started in Greece while working, both of us and all of my family, volunteering with many humanitarian organizations and NGOs because we spoke English and different language, and we always wanted to help. And then we were very, very stressed, like more than like a level of stress than hurt we felt like we were sick, especially because of my mother, because she is very sensitive. She was sad seeing us like this, and especially our journey trying to get out from Turkey. So she gets sick. She was like suffering psychologically. So we were as well not doing well. So we had to make ourselves a little bit stronger to help her, especially her. So we start to build a life where there were no life, because we were some tents. The nearest city was 20 minutes, surrounded by trees, very close, like a jail. So we started to paint, drawing some papers, and then I started to paint for maybe the first time on a tree leaves, because we hadn't canvas, we hadn't papers, I started on a real tree leaves. Then this is how it started. Salam was painting, I was painting, Smile was painting, then we were playing music. Then we built with the wood, we did some chairs, some tables. Salam and Ismail, they were doing every day making tables, chairs, and we built a life where freely there were no life. I can say like 90% of this was because of my mom. We wanted to help her, and when she saw us playing music, helping all other refugees, translating, I was with the doctors. My sister was translating for warehouse. Salam was translating for other one for each one of us was translating, helping the others. And at the night, all the group gathering, playing music. At the day, sometimes painting. And then after 3 4 months, we saw my mom was cooking, happy, as we are in picnic. Really, we even though the other people, when you walk by, you will see so many who are crying in their tents. So many. Our camp, we were 800. We had 3 people trying to kill themselves, and because no one were okay in their mind, because we everyone were tired.
They were talking about us. They said you are crazy, you are playing music, you are laughing, you are happy, and you are in the camp. You don't know anything about your future. But we said we have to do something to forget, just to don't thinking about our future.
To not give up, and yeah.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, if I hear that story well, what you're doing really is you're transforming the energy and the atmosphere, at least for yourselves, for your mom, and for your family. Huh? So you're creating really your own strength there through these arts, through singing, through playing, through painting on leaves. How amazing that you started painting on leaves. You have no paper, so you paint on leaves. That's amazing. And our audience can't see this, but I can see behind both of you artworks that I've seen on your website. And Salam, can you talk a little bit about your own painting? How did you start painting? You're a translator, huh? That's your profession. So you're translating also what your feelings into something visible.
Yeah, so as Jason talked about how we made our mom happy, our group, our family, and also it was good for the other members of refugees who was living in the camp. I saw that many of them, after we got many instrument musical from the volunteers, they brought some instrument. We had, I think, like more than 20 different instrument in our tents. So many of the other refugees in the camp, they were saying, why just this family? Everyone took it about this family. All the volunteers, they came to this family. The first. So when people, they were asking us, why you playing music, why you try to painting, because you are really in a bad situation, you living in these small tents. But we said you have to do something just to cross the time, to pass the time, because we don't know how many months or how many years we will stay in this camp. So there, and it was like a first step how we started painting, and many volunteers, they brought like canvas stuff to paintings. So after Ismail just like started like I think 3 months, and then he made his first exhibition in Italy, in Milan. So then as Jason also, he just started to painting on the leaves. So I just start also in a small tent, like not more than 3 meters by 3 meters. I just start painting to show the people that why we left our country, our house, our friends, everything, because of war, because of the bad situation that we are living, and we came to the another bad situation, like we living in a small tent. So we have to do something to deliver a message, to send our voice, like, because when we have told our story many times with many or famous like channel or many, we did many interview like Jason and my brothers and my sisters. So we said we have to do something to let people to care about who living in this camp, for about all the refugees. So we saw that when we painting, like many of the, I can say many of the volunteers, they were saying you are doing really a great thing. They want to listen your story. They want to see your art, because each painting you are doing, it's not like just a piece of art. Each painting is like a huge story, because each painting there's like a story behind this painting.
Yes.
Because what we were painting, it was not just a little of colors we just put in the canvas, because we were drawing and painting what we were feeling. Because in this bad situation in a small camp, there is no good food, there is no enough blanket in this. It was so cold, so we were trying to do something to forget, like don't give up, to just continue to find a solution. So that was the reason that we just started painting, to play music, and it was like a first step to painting.
That's amazing. I mean, this is also what we often talk about in Art 27, and I think what binds all of our members together is I hear you talking about really two different functions of art, and one of them is for yourself, to basically to rescue yourself from this hopelessness and these horrible experiences that you've had and that your family has had, and to help other people around you to be able to transform their own reality so that you have some hope to keep going, so that you can move on to the next thing, so you don't lose your courage in these horrible situations. And then the other piece of that, of what the art is doing, is it's telling your story to people outside, to other people. And it's telling a story through these images, through, one of you said, I scream through my art. Jason, I think that was a quote from you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not only for yourself, it's also to communicate to the outside world what your experiences have been, what you're hoping for, what your dreams are, where you're going. And I think to tell these very human stories that so often get lost in these dehumanizing narratives about people who have been forced to leave their homes by war, armed conflict, persecution, genocide in your case even, and the strength of these mediums to communicate, but also to heal. So you're talking about that healing.
Exactly.
But you're also talking about the storytelling.
That's true. Exactly. Because it's really like sometimes, even now, when I'm stressed, when I'm not feeling very well, both of us, we are now in cave, in downstairs in our house. We have a little studio. Just come here, start painting, then you feel better, or play a little bit music, you feel better. Especially painting. It is exactly as I said already, screaming through our art. Because sometimes you feel pain, you can just show it up with a painting. Sometimes you just feel okay, you want to do something positive, to see something positive, to have some positive vibes, energy. You do some abstract with a positive, beautiful colors. After you are done, you just look at the painting and you just breathe and you just feel so well. It is really like a painkiller. Really, it was for us like a painkiller.
So this is not just a scream. This is also a kind of an embrace.
Exactly, it can be. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, to hold your own feelings in a way that's safe for you, right?
Yeah.
That's why our paintings are really different types of painting, because naturally by ourselves, as family, as together, everyone, we are positive. We make jokes, we laugh a lot, we love life, but we had to do some of this horrible painting to show the reality that we've been through. Otherwise, we have very beautiful colors, very beautiful paintings that shows hope as well, to not give up, to not be really pessimist, to show that there's always hope, even though that this is what I've been through. But hopefully there's always hope, there is always ways to the light.
But what you're doing is you're telling truth, and truth has both.
Exactly, this is life, actually.
Yeah, many of my friends, and more than 100 of my friends, they asked me why until that like last year, 80% of my painting is what like sad and about the face of children, sad faces. And they still ask me why you are doing everything like sad. You have many paintings like make us so sad. Because I said when we started in the camp, we were in a bad situation. We can make like flowers and something like because we were painting what we feeling, what we like. It's what like Yazidi genocide, about refugee situation. So we have to show the people like each painting we are doing, we are trying to telling like a story of refugees. So now
Yes.
after we get out of the camps, we are right in France. We are making, as Jason mentioned, we make different style. We make like we made many paintings positive with colors, with flowers, everything like after we have like energy, like positive energy, we are doing like what we feeling, because after we get out of Greece, we are living in France, we are safe, we finished our study, we are like our situation is stable now, so we are doing something positive as we are living in a normal life.
Yeah, that's very good. But you're not only expressing your own experiences, right?
Exactly. This is what I wanted to say. We are
Yeah.
not only talking about ourselves. We are, because okay, we got out. We are in France, but there are thousand and thousand in Greece because of Yazidis who survived from the genocide
Yes.
from 2014 until today. We are talking. They are living in
Yeah.
displaced tents.
Yes.
So they are suffering every day. So that's why until now, when we sell some of our paintings, we try to collect some money, then try to buy some clothes, some things, some sick people, we send directly some money for them. We are trying to support them as well, because yeah, when you survive, that doesn't mean that this crisis end.
No, exactly. And how does that work? How do you do that? So when you sell your artworks, a percentage of what you've earned, you send that for helping people who are still stuck in a refugee situation.
Yes, exactly. It is very easy for us to do that because I have cousins, like I have so many relatives, I have so many friends. I have friends who've been with me in university. They're still like I have a very close friend we were studying together. Now he's in working for a healthcare center inside the camp. So we are talking like each 2 3 days we are talking. So it's very easy to be in touch with them. We know what they need. So I asked, like we both sometimes we ask him, what exactly do you think they need? He said that sometimes he said, well, I think the cool products like books and these things like would be good. Before the winter, I think we talked together. I think buying some warm clothes would be good. So we sent him money directly, and then he buy. But we don't like to show this because we don't want people to feel this. We are doing this. Okay, look, we are doing something because we've been through this. We know how it feels, so we do it just secretly.
It's solidarity. Yeah, of course. I mean, this is
Exactly.
wonderful. You don't have to feel like like you're bragging. It's important work.
Because it's a very small thing. It's a very, very small thing, but it helps. If
Sure.
I could want children warm, I'm so happy.
Absolutely wonderful that you're able to share that. Can you tell us how people can find you? Because I think that a lot of our listeners would be really interested to go visit your website, maybe to buy some art, maybe to participate, to be in contact somehow. How would people find more information about your journey and about your work today?
Well, we are in social media as well, and our website is www.brotherlyart.net, which we have our stories and some also links about our stories, the interviews, and some articles about our story. Everything can be found in this website, brotherlyart.net. Like 90% of our paintings, available paintings, which original paintings, prints, and the book by Salam, and painting of Salam and poems of my little brother as well.
Yeah.
You can find this for to buy if anyone interested. And surely 20% of each painting leave who I mean a book can be sold. It would be like for sick person, homeless person, some displaced refugees, and this is what makes us more excited and happy actually by our work.
Great. Brotherlyart.net. And can you tell us about the book that you're producing with poems by another brother?
Yes, exactly. Salam can talk about that because it's poems of my little brother and painting of Salam. I think maybe Salam has already a book with you, Salam?
Yeah. So when I was just starting to painting, after I made some paintings, then my brother Sahar Noah, he just telling me like when I saw the painting, I'm trying to write what I see in this painting because it's not just a piece of art. You made a painting, but there is a really interesting story behind this painting. So from that, he just started to write the poems, and each time I was sharing like a post a painting in the Facebook or Instagram or anywhere, I was just sharing this poem behind the painting because many people don't know about us, about our background, why we leave our country, why we made this piece of art. So it was really interesting, and many I have like more than 5,000 friends on Facebook and Instagram, and they were telling me really it's interesting to see like a point behind the painting. So from that, he just continued to writing the poems, and then like 2 years ago we start to thinking to make like a book because it's not just our story. There's thousand and million of refugee story like our story, maybe harder than our story. So we were like working from 2 years, and last month we just have our book which is ready. Also, it's available on our website, brotherlyart.net. So I think as we had our like 50 first copies have sent it to our friend, all of them, they are really in shock. They said we never thought like we will find like this story and poem and painting everything together in a small book. So everyone needs to love this book, and we are happy because we made it.
Just Another Refugee is the name of the
Yeah,
book.
the name of the book is Just Another Refugees. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Your paintings and your brother's poems.
yeah. It's like 27 of my picture of my paintings and 27 poems, and of course our story and how we start from the first day in Iraq and why we left our country until we arrived in France.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing. What a beautiful story. What a gifted and generous family you are.
Thank you so much. We
It's
appreciate that. Very funny, artistic family, so many playing music, so many who paint, some writing. Even my father plays music, even he draws. Even my mother was like doing with what we call it, very old style, which my father was drawing with a pen, and my father was doing like I don't know how to call it in English, with sewing. I don't know what we call it.
your gesture, I would say that's crocheting.
But she was doing the drawings and paintings like that.
Ah,
So this is how it's very artistic, funny family, which I'm grateful to have this family because
Yeah.
we are very close to each other, very like friends, and trying to gather to be stronger. Otherwise, life wasn't easy for us. So we had to hold each other, to stay strong, to survive.
Yeah.
but wonderful how you've done that together as a family, as a community, wherever you were, and through your ability to express yourself and to reach out to others through the arts. It's so inspiring, this story, and I hope that everybody will go to your website, brotherlyart.net, and take a look at your stories, at your artwork, at your book, and order and donate and whatever else people do. And we'll certainly promote your work on our Art27 social media platforms. Thank you so much for this conversation, Jason and Salam. It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
ReSounding is brought to you by the Art27 Network, a network of like-minded initiatives using art and culture to respond to the ongoing crisis of displacement of human beings in Europe and around the world. To find out more and to join our growing network, you can visit our website, art27.art, or follow us on Facebook at Art27. This podcast was produced and edited by Ed Holland. The theme tune was written by Matteo Galesi in collaboration with SYNCR. Thank you for listening.